Tina Wilson-Cohen from She Can Shoot with us on the program. Tina, thanks for coming on the program this afternoon.
Hey, thanks, Cameron.
Listen, I'm very curious your take on the New York Times article, "The Rising Voice of Gun Ownership is Female." I mean, first of all, it's kind of fascinating that the Times has finally recognized that this is real. It's not just a myth perpetuated by the gun lobby.
Yeah, Cameron, I was kind of surprised, too, when I was contacted by the New York Times. In fact, some other news producers. So I think it's about time.
So, She Can Shoot is a women's league. You all have how many chapters around the country right now?
Cameron, we have about 12 chapters currently in place with over 3,000 female members.
Wow, that's fantastic. Why did you decide that you wanted to start She Can Shoot?
Well, I was about to retire from the federal government, and so I went out I was looking for other females to shoot in the Northern Virginia area. And so I went out to social media to start up a league, and within 24 hours, we had over 99 members that signed up, and that was 2 years ago.
That's incredible. You've done all this in 2 years?
We have, literally within 24-hour period 2 years ago, we had 99 members that signed up, and this was just writing on the wall, so to speak, that there was this huge demand for female firearms instructors and firearms training for women.
All right, so one of the things that I wondered, I don't think that this well has run dry. Like, I don't, the New York Times piece talks about the number of women increasing in terms of sports shooting over the past decade, in terms of hunting over the past decade. But I don't think, like, we've seen every woman who's interested has now had the opportunity to get out there. In fact, I think it's becoming even more widespread.
I agree, and I think we're going to continue to see it increase. And the females that were, for whatever reason, on the fence, I think with all this hype in the media and women, frankly, feeling more vulnerable than ever, it's made them go ahead and jump into something, either tackling that bucket list or pursuing firearms training.
All right, so are you seeing women, like what level of proficiency do you see when women come and join She Can Shoot?
Most of the females that I see, it really depends upon the locality or the region of the country, but I can tell you that especially like Maryland and Virginia area, we see mostly women that are starting out at the very bottom level, the very basic level, and for whatever reason, they are now wanting to go ahead and have that firearms training.
Talking with Tina Wilson-Cohen from She Can Shoot, and I know that, Tina, I hear from a lot of women that when they go out and they get training, they like it if it can be in a women's only setting. Does that hold true for leagues as well? I mean, are there, because to me the other side of the coin is that shooting is really one of the few sports out there where men and women can compete head to head, and there's no physical advantage for being, bigger or stronger or faster.
Yeah, and I get that, Cameron. I really do. I mean, but it is quite intimidating, and especially, for a female who wants to get to the level of being a competitive shooter. It's still, we see the firearms industry, it's still kind of like the male-dominated sport. And, of course, it should be straight across the board where, we as families can get together and either shoot recreationally or just, even for self-protection. But it is still rather intimidating for some women to go to the range, and who do we see at the range but, large groups of men. So that is why we have found that female firearms instructors, having a female environment to go ahead and have these women gravitate to and shoot together, it has become quite successful.
So, Tina, what do you think the biggest barrier is right now? What's stopping more women from getting involved?
I think right now, probably the negative connotation that the media has labeled people who want to go ahead and have a gun and want firearms training. Some women are rather reluctant, quite honestly, because they don't want to be labeled as a gunslinger or a gun-loving nut, because unfortunately there is that a stigma that can be attached in our society now.
So to that end, is it then, I guess, Tina, the necessity to get involved in the political side of this? It's, in other words, these are women who feel like you can't just be a gun owner, you can't just be a shooter. Now you've got to be political. You've got to be able to push back when somebody says, "Oh, you're a gun owning nut."
Right. I mean, we are hearing that, but the greatest thing about She Can Shoot is we don't want any politics. I mean, we accept every female from every, walk of life. We just, our thing, our focal point is to have firearms education and training, and we'll accept you if you're from the left or from the right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to respect everyone's opinions. But just know that safety, our focal point is safety and a safe environment and firearms training and education.
Well, listen, Tina, I appreciate you coming on the program, and it's, like I said, great to see the New York Times recognizing that this really is happening. More and more women are indeed becoming interested in gun ownership.
You got it. Thanks, Cameron.
All right, have a great afternoon.
You too.